So we, I are sinking. We're going under. Barely got the rent paid, including late fees. We barely got our utilities paid. And we're struggling for food in the house. And we're trying to move to a place that is not so expensive, while also providing medical necessities. My sister needs to be in a downstairs apartment. Can she can no longer navigate the stairs, and where we are, they don't have a downstairs apartment, so we're trying to get a downstairs apartment somewhere, and we are running into complication after complication, and it's looking like there's a very good possibility that I'm going to be homeless, and my sister is going to be somewhere she doesn't need to be and somewhere she doesn't want to be, quite possibly in a nursing home. I am capable of taking care of her, but we have to live under the same roof, and everything is falling apart. My son has probably got a couple of places he can go temporarily till he can get his self on more solid ground. Said my sister, she could go to a nursing home if push came to shove. But me, I'll end up back on the streets after I don't know how many years. Well, 21 years, because I've managed to stay off the streets for 21 years. So I'm facing having to go back to living on the streets. And it's frustrating. I feel like I'm being penalized for something because I won't conform. What do I mean by that? I won't conform. Well, I have been an independent artist since I recorded my first album. Yes, Freedom's Ransom is my first album release. I released it in 2008. The date stamped on it that if you go to Spotify or Amazon or somewhere, it's around January 2008. That was the first release, but it was my second album recorded. I recorded an album when I was 17 on a shoebox recorder, but I never had the money to release it because I decided when I decided that I was going to be a singer at 5 years old, I decided to learn everything that I could about the music industry. And so I decided that I was going to own my copyrights, even if that meant I had to be an independent artist and have a job just so that I could support myself. And that's what I did. The jobs that I've had over the course of my life was so that I could support myself while I do the music. There was times that I probably had the money that there was times I know there was times I had the money that I could have done another album and released it. I could have released the first album. I carried that cassette tape around with me for a long time until it got lost. But I was in stranglehold of addiction. I mean, I was young when I got caught in addiction. 7, 8 years old. By the time I was 17, is when I recorded my first album. I was an addict, a full-on addict. So now here we are in 2024, and everything's falling down around my ears. I'm drowning. And it makes utterly no sense to me. I don't ask for donations because I don't feel comfortable asking for donations. I have product. I have t-shirts. We have t-shirts for sale. There's the music. I have recorded 56 albums since the first release in 2008. I've released 56 albums. At one point, there was at one point there was about 250 albums that I had recorded and released. But the format that I had released 250 albums through changed. And I wasn't able to recover a lot of the music that I had released. So I lost, I'd say, close to 80% of my catalog. Dried Blood Dry Blood, the series Dry Blood, which consists of 40 something albums, is what was left over from that previous catalog of 250 albums I had recorded. There was some new stuff that I put on there. But the majority of the Dry Blood series is what was left of my original catalog. And, my goal when I was recording all this music and releasing it when I had gotten close to over somewhere between 200 and 250 albums. I don't exactly remember what the number was. I was working on a goal. I was going to set a world record for the amount of albums released. And well, then, that fell apart. And now I've only got 56 albums recorded and released, and most of that catalog, most of that catalog is what was left over from the original catalog. Dry Blood series, the whole Dry Blood series is what was left over from that catalog, what I still had. Because, during this time, besides the format change, which caused me to lose the majority of my album, the reason I lost the majority of what I had recorded wasn't just because the platform changed, but because I had several computers that the hard drives crashed and nothing was recoverable. So what I ended up with when it was all said and done and the smoke was cleared was a couple of USB drives with some of the music. And the platform that I was originally started with and using, those albums weren't going into Spotify and Amazon. If they had been, I wouldn't have lost all of that. So when that platform changed its direction, I lost everything. I lost probably 80% of my catalog. And now here I am. I don't think, I don't think I'm going to come out of this one okay. I'm going to end up on the streets and drifting out of town just to stay alive, just to stay one step ahead of the inevitable. I mean, I'm dying anyway. We all die from the moment that we're born. We start to die, but I've got emphysema and I have other medical conditions where if I'm not able to maintain a regimen of medication, I'm going to lose it all. So, don't know how long it's going to take once I end up on the streets. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to be dead or not have enough mental capacity to take care of myself. because I have dementia associated with early onset of Alzheimer's, but the medication that they have me on, is doing great. I'm doing great. My memory's better than what it has ever been in my entire life. But without that medication, I will go downhill. And well, if you're living on the streets, you know, medication is difficult to maintain. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're trying to get ourselves in a better position so that we can get out of the water and get on the dry ground, solid ground. But it's not looking good for us. But that's fine. Whatever. I don't have the money to do advertising and marketing to push my musical career up the hill where we don't, I mean, we're barely paying our bills. We're barely feeding ourselves. And, I eat one, maybe two meals a day because I want to make sure that my sister eats. I want to make sure that my son eats, you know, but that's nothing. I mean, you make sacrifices for people that you care for. So I don't care. But, you know, it's crunch time. And I've got to face the real possibility that I need to start finding a nursing home for my sister. It sucks. I've got a way to make money. I have got a way to get us up out of this mess that we're in. So I'm in a catch 22. I got a product. However, I do not have the money to put into advertising and marketing. So the product is going nowhere. So whatever time I have left, focusing on putting all my material out there in some format with the hope that after I die, someone with more money, somebody with more influence will discover what I've created and bring it to the world. Okay, so maybe I'll die on the streets broken, completely broken, utterly broken. But at least I can provide for the next generation. because, if I can provide for the children's future, it would be magnificent. I may not be alive to enjoy it, but it'll still be a sweet moment. So, this is not necessarily a goodbye. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I can see the way things are going and guesstimate what's going to happen tomorrow, but I really can't say for 100% what's going to happen tomorrow. No videos that I have done have really gone anywhere. So it's just like I'm recording these for no reason. Because nobody's watching the videos. And in these videos and in posts that I make, it seems like I am wasting my time trying to push the sales of our products because, well, we have no followers, nobody's listening to us, nobody's watching our YouTube, nobody really is interacting with our posts on Facebook and Twitter and everything. So there's no fan base. On my personal Facebook, I have over 200 people, and I make all these. And when I make a post, I may get nothing. Actually, I get nothing outside of my sister. Nobody interacts with any posts I make. You know, I don't know what the game is. And I really don't care what the game is because the only game I've ever played is my own game. I play by my own rules. I have my whole life, irregardless of what I've had to pay as a result. And I'm not about to change that. I'm not going to change that just so that I can have success. I've been authentically me, and there were certain areas of my life that I walked this precarious balance because I couldn't authentically be me for different fucking reasons. But I've always found a way to be authentically me. Just don't play completely by everybody's rules. You know, I grew up in an era where certain things just were not going to ever be acceptable. And so I had to learn to just keep the things that were completely and totally unacceptable and control while remaining authentically me, which that's a hard line to walk. But I did it. And now that I am not walking that line anymore, the parts of me that I knew had to remain under wraps, basically behind a locked door, now is not. As a result, I had to stay medicated, but hey, who cares? I no longer have to walk that line. I can, instead of being 90% authentically me, I can be 100% authentically me. And with the medication, nobody gets hurt. Well, it's not entirely true. I mean, I'm not easy. I'm not always easy to be around. Even medicated, I can still get pretty out there if I'm pushed too far. So I am going to recite a song that I have written. I do not have a guitar. I do not have any equipment, so I can't. So all I can do is speak the words. I can't sing them. I can't put any music to it. All I can do is speak the words, and I want to speak the words because they're important. It's about what is going on right now in my life. That I am sinking, I am drowning, and I see no way out except to just release and let go and let me drown and die. So the song is called Save My Life, I'm Going Down. I'm sinking fast, the water's closing in. I can't keep my head above it, I can't win. I fought so hard, but I'm losing the fight. No one saved me. If no one saves me now, I won't see the light. Save my life, I'm going down. Can't count the times I've nearly drowned, but this feels like the last time. Something doesn't save me, I won't be able to swim much longer. I'm struggling to breathe, I'm losing hope. My strength is fading. I can't cope. I need a lifeline. I need a hand to pull me up and help me stand. Save my life, I'm going down. Can't count the times I've nearly drowned, but this feels like the last time. Something doesn't save me, I won't be able to swim much longer. I'm reaching out, I'm calling out. I need someone to hear me now. I'm at the end. I'm at my limit. If no one saves me, that's it. Save my life, I'm going down. Can't count the times I've nearly drowned, but this feels like the last time. If something doesn't save me, I won't be able to swim much longer. Save my life, I'm going down for the last time. Save my life, I am going down for the last time. I will put the lyrics in the description box on YouTube down below. And I will share this on Facebook, Twitter, and wherever else I can share it. And if anybody stops to watch this, please give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. Hell, give me a thumbs down. I don't care if you like it or if you dislike it. At this point, I'm just looking for a lifeline, just looking for somebody to help me reach solid ground because I can't do any more. There is nothing I can do at this point. I am helpless. And what happens next is out of my hands. So if this is the last video I do, it won't be the last video I do because we've got some time between point A and point B, but we're either going to move into this apartment that is better suited for us, or I'm going to end up on the streets. My son's going to end up somewhere, and my sister is going to end up in a nursing home. Whichever direction it goes, I have no control over it anymore. And that is awful. That is so hard on me, just knowing that there's nothing I can do. I have all this music I've created. I have all of this, you know, I have these t-shirts and other merchandise, but because I don't have the money to invest into the business, I'm not going to make a sale. I'm not going to make enough sales to help me out of this. But I've seen crazy things happen in this life. I, I do not use the word miracle lightly, but I have seen some miracles in this life. And I'm hoping there's at least one more miracle left for me. So until the end, peace, love, and rock and roll. Mwah.